Once upon a time, there was a very hard-working farmer. He worked very hard to grow crops in his fields and tend them. However, his crops were often damaged by natural disasters. Sometimes there was drought, sometimes heavy rain, sometimes scorching sun, and sometimes storms. For some reason, his crops were lost. One day the farmer was sitting under a tree, looking at his destroyed crops. He became angry and looked up to the sky and spoke to God. "Lord, people think you are great and omniscient. You say you know everything, but I don't think you understand how grain grows. Then there would be no more constant floods, storms, and hurricanes. You do not know how much loss we have suffered. If I had the power to control the weather, you would know how well I could make my crops grow." To his surprise, he heard a voice from heaven answering, "You can control the weather in this season to make your crops grow." The farmer was happy to hear this voice of God from heaven. A few days later, the farmer planted wheat in his field. Now, the farmer had the power to change the weather at will. He protected his crops from storms, rains, floods, and the scorching sun. And this year, he had a better harvest than ever before. The farmer was happy, and at the same time, he wanted to tell God that this was the right use of his power. A few more days later, when the crop was ripe, the farmer eagerly began to harvest it. But as soon as he started to harvest, he was confused. He realized that there was no wheat, only empty husks. The plants were large and should have produced a large harvest, but there was no wheat at all. He became very upset and began to call on God again. He cried out in a loud voice, "Lord, have you punished me?" And a voice came from above, "I did not punish you. Rather, the responsibility lies with you. You have not given the plant a chance to fight. You have not exposed it to storms, heavy rains, and the scorching sun. They have protected her from all hardships. That is why the inside of every plant remains hollow. When a plant is exposed to storms, heavy rains, and the rays of the sun, it fights and develops strength. It is this strength that comes from their struggle that gives shape to the grain of wheat. They did not let her go through the hard times that would have made her stronger. The pots all remain hollow because they did not let the plants fight." When we look back at our lives, we see that struggles and challenges are necessary in order to grow. Just as crops must endure harsh conditions in order to grow strong and bear fruit, humans must endure hardships in order to grow and develop. Challenges are not punishments, but rather opportunities to build strength and resilience. A person who has never fought in his life can never succeed. An athlete who does not practice hard will never win a gold medal. A businessman who does not face challenges early on will never be able to expand his business significantly. A student who does not study hard all year round cannot expect to be at the top of his class. Struggles are essential to success. So, when you encounter problems in life, always remember that difficulties help make us stronger and more capable. Without challenges, there is no development and personal growth. Hence, take these challenges as opportunities to learn, grow, and ultimately succeed.